Hey, how's it going everybody? It's Tanner here and welcome to a new Ninjago Season 14 set overview video. This is my look at set number 71745, Lloyd's Jungle Chopper Bike. This set has about 183 pieces, retails for about $20 USD, and this thing is actually a charming little oversized bike. We've seen these things a lot throughout Ninjago, and this one is actually different enough for me to actually warrant spending money on it and to review it on this channel. Now, speaking of reviewing things, this is not trying to be like a formal professional review. This is just, I guess, a look as to what my thoughts are on this set. I'm going to be showcasing a couple of things about this set that I like and don't like, and why don't we start off by taking a look at the minifigures in particular. Alright, so in this set you end up getting 3 minifigures. You get 2 ninja and 1 bad guy. We're going to take a look at the bad guy first and just take the ninja out of the way. We're just going to go ahead and put them off to the side for right now. We will look at them momentarily. For now, let's take a look at this guy, which the box actually refers to as the Rumble Keeper. Now, these guys are, of course, the keepers of the Amulet, and these guys are the main bad guys of Season 14, and this guy looks pretty cool. He doesn't really have a specific name. He's just a generic Rumble Keeper. His weapons include a white spear, which is a solid piece, as well as this really nice printed shield. I think that looks really nice. Overall, this figure is pretty cool in terms of printing. I love the little lightning bolt prints on the back of his head there. I love how, I guess, just savage this guy looks. Not savage meaning cool, I'm not about that, but savage meaning feral, you know, like he's been out in the wilderness or the jungle for a really long time, and this is kind of what he looks like. I don't know, I really like this figure. Not my favorite of the bad guys this go around, at least in terms of this wave particularly, but still not a bad figure and still worth getting if you want to create like a keeper's army, of course. The latest version of Nia is referred to as Island Nia, much like all the other ninja. You know, they're called Island Nia, Island Lloyd, Island Jay, etc., etc. This is Island Nia. Her weapons include a silver katana on her back and this weird double-bladed golden machete. I think that's what that's trying to be. Pretty interesting. I really like Nia's outfit this time around. She pretty much takes primary focus to like a light blue, like a dark azure blue. I think the majority of the suit is that dark blue color, or the aquatic blue. Not sure what color you want to call that. The mask is definitely that color, and pretty much everything else in the suit is a mix between Nia's traditional gunmetal gray as well as the dark blue, dark azure, whatever you want to call it. She uses the same ponytail piece as she's used before in other sets, so she does not get an exclusive hairpiece this time around. Instead, they're going to be saving that spot for Nia's Summer Wave appearances, but for right now, this figure for Nia is still really cool. Same basic face print as all the other Nia figures, and I do want to give you guys a look as to what the back looks like with the armor and everything like that removed. So taking off some of the stuff, you can see a very nice symbol on the back. I really like the back printings for all these suits. They could very well be used as front printings too if you wanted to switch those around. And with that removed, you can see Nia's alternate face. As always, though, the ponytail piece just connects right on there. The armor piece that we just took off is the same one as her armor from Season 11, and that's pretty much all I have to say regarding Island Nia. Island Lloyd is definitely the better of the 2 ninja that we get in this set. I really like Lloyd's outfit a lot more than I like Nia's. I think Nia's is still cool, don't get me wrong, but Lloyd's I think is just so much better. I love all the printing on his torso there. I love his symbol there in the center. Something that Lloyd does, though, that's a little different than the other ninja, he uses his primary color in his arms and his secondary color in his body. You can see with somebody like Nia, for example, she uses the primary color in her body and her secondary color on her arms. You can see some of the other Island Ninja doing that as well, but Lloyd pretty much does the opposite, which I think is cool. I really don't care for Lloyd's weapon. It's kind of like a golden machete, but I think it's cool enough. We see him on some of the posters wielding that weapon. Of course, his hairpiece is new for this year. It was previously used in some of the legacy sets earlier in January of this year. However, Lloyd's face print is actually new for this season 14. So let's go ahead and remove that mask and the armor and take a closer look at Lloyd. All right, taking some stuff off, now you can actually see some of the face printing. He uses like this really cool like war paint effect. I think that looks fun. He does have an alternate face as well. We'll take a look at that in a second. On the back, we can see, much like Nia, his symbol is back there as well, only this time it's kind of covered up by various patches and whatever this sash piece is. And we can also remove the hair piece. You can take a look at the secondary face, and that's pretty much what this looks like with the the hairpiece on it, very much a more angry appearance as opposed to the other face, which is very much like kind of like neutral, or kind of just, I don't know, yeah, neutral is probably the best way of describing that. Either way, I'm a really big fan of the ninja figures this go around for this wave. I think season 14 has some of the best ninja suits, and Lloyd and Nia's are still very great. Not my favorite amongst the Island Ninja, but still very solid for what they are. It's also worth mentioning that you do get this golden amulet in the set. It's the exact same one that you find in some of the other season 14 sets. It's this nice golden amulet with like a dragon print on it, and it has this nice purple effect going around it. It can easily fit within the hand of a figure, so if you wanted Lloyd to hold it, it can easily clip into Lloyd's hand and he could be holding it. It's a little too big. I think the amulet is kind of way too big compared to a figure. Like, that seems a little large, don't you think? But regardless, I like these amulets. I think they're cool. We're going to be seeing these in the summer wave as well in different colors. So I'm happy that we're getting it in purple though, because I actually really like that color. All right, now moving on to the actual jungle chopper bike itself. This is the main thing that you pay for in this set. And I will say I do have some, I guess, minor grievances with it. First things first, a lot of people have been complaining about how it doesn't really stand very well. And it's true, this bike does flop over a lot because it's not really stable. You might be wondering, well, how did I get it to stand if it's not really super stable? Well, I kind of cheated a little bit. If we turn it to this direction, you can kind of see what's going on. This whole assembly back here, right here, this piece, this whole thing, not included. That is a kickstand that I made for it, just using a regular random Technic beam and a pin. Yeah, this thing does not have a kickstand. So most of the time you're going to be displaying it, you got to try to balance it, otherwise it's going to fall over. I will say that's one of the biggest things about this set that I just don't like, is the fact that this thing can hardly balance on the two wheels. It doesn't have a kickstand. So you got to kind of fiddle with it a little bit, kind of squish the wheels around. And if you find like the exact right angle, sometimes you can get it to stand like that. Yeah, it's really finicky though. You really gotta like try with this thing. You gotta try to actually balance it up. For the purposes of this review video, I'm going to be attaching that kickstand piece back on, just the random kickstand that I built, and that actually helps the thing stand. So yeah, fair enough, I guess. If you wanted to put a figure in the jungle chopper bike, you very well can. You can take your little Lloyd Garmadon and you can kind of raise up this little roll bar thing, and he just kind of stands in there. That's what the cockpit looks like. Sticker right here, I think I have that on upside down actually. Well, that's embarrassing. Oh well. You can still stand Lloyd up in there like so, put him in there and then put the roll bars down, and now he is in the jungle chopper bike. So that's what that looks like. Something to note about this bike, I love how it's designed. I will say the actual shaping of this bike is actually super incredible. A couple of stickers used, like I said, the one that I put in the control pad accidentally is upside down, but you do have stickers right here, you have some right here. Those are the same on the other side as well. Basically all the stickers are kind of parallel. If there's stickers on one side, there are stickers on the other side. They're a little different, of course, but you can kind of see how that works out. The big obvious thing in the set is the sail, and it's quite an impressive sail. Just kind of turning it like that for a second so we can take a closer look at the sail. It's really nice. Nice printed fabric material. Not really super common in like small sets like this, but it looks really nice. You see Lloyd's symbol right there. Admittedly, on the other side, it doesn't look as nice. I would have loved to have seen it be like, I don't know, like the same on the other side. And you can kind of see the design, but it's very dull. And you also get this Technic beam thing kind of attaching the sail and making it stand up. That ends up making the entire motorcycle not symmetrical. If you look at it head on, you can see what we're dealing with here. But that is just because you can actually create another function with this thing. If you bring in another character, and specifically enough, if you bring in Island Nia, you can actually stand her on this thing. There's a reason why there's an open stud there, and now this whole thing can detach ever so slightly. There we go. And you can basically discard this, and now you're looking at a flyer type thing. The flyer itself is quite nice. You can have these wings be adjusted to fit whatever angle you'd like, and there are some stud shooters on the front. Now Nia just kind of stands there like so. That's basically where you're supposed to put her, and yeah, that's basically all you get here. A little flyer, little parasail thing, whatever you want to call it. This is what's left over, and the bike that's left over also doesn't look too bad, you know? Actually looks somewhat decent, but if you wanted that complete look, you just need to attach the flyer back on there, and it works as so. We're going to discard Island Nia for the meantime and discard this little kickstand so we can take a look at some other things that I actually enjoy about this bike, because there are things to enjoy. And I apologize, I'm kind of fumbling around with it a little bit. Lots of gold on this thing too. The colors are really nice. It's a very nice contrast between like dark green, sand green, gold, gray, and black. Very cool color scheme. I don't think the sail like interferes with that color scheme at all, even though it is like primarily white. I don't even mind. You have a couple of white parts up here as well, so it works in my opinion. It very much works. The tires are two different sizes. The one in the back is larger than the one in the front. Should be very much apparent there. And like I said, this thing is just, it's pretty good, honestly. For like an oversized bike for Ninjago, it's certainly a lot better than some of the other ones that we've been getting for the past several years. Like oversized motorcycles, they're always something that's going to exist in Ninjago no matter what, but this is a really fresh take on the idea. This is actually something that I can, you know, proudly display and not have it be comparable to some other large motorcycles in the collection. I think it works. I think it fits the jungle aesthetic of season 14. I think it's a really well-designed bike overall. The biggest issue, like I said, is that it doesn't have a kickstand. That's the major issue with the thing. Otherwise, it rolls really nicely. You can roll it around and, you know, just do whatever you want with it. The tires are very high quality. This whole thing is very high quality for a $20 oversized bike. Definitely a lot better than some of the other ones that we've received in Ninjago's past, like I said earlier. But yeah, the biggest complaint is that it doesn't have a kickstand, but there are easy ways to modify it. Honestly, the set could have included like 2 other pieces. Like I said, they could have included this assembly. It's not the best kickstand ever, but if you attach it to one of these Technic beams back here, it works well enough, you know? If you can find the sweet spot where the bike balances as well, then you don't even need the kickstand. But 9 times out of 10, if you leave it on a shelf just like this, it's not gonna work. It's gonna fall over no matter how you try to do it. Again, if you can find the sweet spot, I'm gonna try to find it again. There, perfect. You can have it like that. But any slight movement, if you just move the table ever so slightly, it's gonna fall over. So I'd recommend building some type of kickstand apparatus for the thing if you want to end up displaying it. Otherwise, it's easy enough to just, you know, roll around on its own and you can pretty much call it good from there. Overall, I'd say this thing is a very, very good set, especially for only 20 bucks. Definitely worth it in my opinion. And the bike itself is actually quite impressive in its own way. So there you guys have it. That has been my look at set number 71745, Lloyd's Jungle Chopper bike. Not a bad set, very good for what it is, you know, being an oversized bike. However, there are a couple of things that are sprinkled throughout the set that I really don't care for, such as the lack of a kickstand being the primary thing that a lot of folks are going to be complaining about, and I myself think that this thing should have some type of kickstand. But other than that, I really don't have anything to say about this set in terms of negative stuff. I think this is a very solid $20 Ninjago set for the season 14 wave. So let me know down below in the comments what you think about this set. What do you like and don't like about it? And hopefully you guys enjoyed my video. If you did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and check out the links down below in the description for other forms of social media. As always, big shout out goes out to my Patreon supporters, including once again the marvelous Jan. Thank you guys so much for watching this video once again. My name is TannerFishies, and with that I bid you farewell.